Good morning, everybody. And welcome. It's day 2 of this day. I hope everybody had fun last night. I heard there was a few good events happening around town, and we're all still here early, so good job. Well done. I'm really excited to be here today, and I can't even tell you what an honor it is. And we're going to jump right in. This is how I'm feeling today, because I get to be up here on a Google stage in front of amazing teachers like you. It's probably how I feel every day after a little bit of coffee. This is how I feel after surviving the coffee line in the former place once I finally got it. But this is also how I feel about what Google and Read&Write has done for my students. And that's going to be our focus today, is that we finally had this moment of, we've got this, it's a good morning. So I'm from Canada. I'm the one that has the really dreamy Prime Minister. Yeah. He's got that smile, he's got that style, he's really friendly, you know. So us Canadians, we love being down here. Everybody here has been, you know, just like a small town in Canada, and it's so friendly and welcoming. But I live in Western Canada, the wild kind of north of all the mountains and lovely things. And this is just a beautiful summer day in Canada right now. I'm excited I can come here without my toque and my parka. But what I really want to talk about this picture is that this is what we think of when we look at our classrooms, when we look at our kids that struggle. What often happens is we wait for kids to be frozen in their learning, stuck in that blizzard, stuck away from what they can do, and then we call them the specialists. And then we call in the learning coach, and then we call in the reading intervention specialist, and we wait until that frozen moment happens. And so what we can do with Google and Read&Write is we don't have to wait for the blizzard. What we want to do is we want to prepare our kids with that full closet of everything they need for any environment they need to learn in. And so what I like to think about with Google and Read&Write is it's a little bit like that superhero moment. I'm an Avengers girl, a comic book girl. And so I think of those superhero capes that we can put in that closet for those kids to be able to put on before they go to school and not have to wait until something's wrong till we let them use those superpowers. And between putting Google and Read&Write together, it has fundamentally transformed what some of our students can do in our district that we did not have just a short 2 years ago. What I try to talk to people about when we look at introducing technology, it's a funny concept to think that education is one of the last businesses on the planet still questioning if we should have technology in our classrooms. Think, what would you do if your dentist said that? I would really want to make sure that you've got some technology happening in there. Or I'll hear the term that people cheating. If we let everybody use it, if we let everybody use the speech to text and voice typing, it's cheating. My big question for you is, how many times a day do you cheat? What happens in the real world, we look at those different assistive technologies, and everything you see here was actually invented with the purpose of being an assistive technology for somebody who couldn't. So we have low-floor buses, curb-cut ramps, automatic doors. What if you're like me, you walk up to the mall and you expect every glass door to open? As if by magic, okay? Front-loading washers, touch technology, you name it, it was made because of a disability. And we've adopted it into our lives because it makes us faster, more efficient, get more done. If we think of speech and text technology, the market is actually cornered by doctors and lawyers, not education. The reason is because you're 30% faster when you can dictate as opposed to type or write. We call that efficiency and billable hours. You walk into a school and we'll call it cheating. And so today we're going to look at how do we use it to actually empower students, any student who wants to use it, but it's transformative and it can make or break those kids who would have failed otherwise. What the focus of this is what it comes down to at the end of the day is, what do you really believe about teaching and learning and technology? Do you really believe that we can get off the paper and allow students to do what they couldn't have done before? So in all honesty, this is one of my most favorite quotes ever. And this is what we're going to do a little demo today. But when we keep telling kids to put the technology away, it's like asking a doctor to save a life with one hand tied behind their back. This isn't just about walking into that room and being able to show what you know in a classroom based on your natural talent. This is us as educators creating the context and creating the environment so they can do what was never before possible. And so that's what we're going to do with this technology today. Now, like I said, I love the Avengers. Iron Man is my favorite. He is my guy. And the reason is because he's just a guy, a flawed guy, not perfect, not even super in any way. But you give him the suit and you give him the right technology and he can save the world. I work in a Catholic school board in my lovely northern white province. And so I have a cheeky little something I'd like to say before you're about to do a live demo in front of a group of amazing people that just stood in line for probably an hour. Hail Mary, full of grace. Let this be a good demonstration. A live demo is terrifying me because this could all go to hell in a handbasket really fast. We're going to try. But the wonderful people here helped me along the way. It was getting close to the end. Just in case, so you know, in the slides that I've given you, I did create some GIFs of the different tools. What I want to show you in the short time we have is my top 4 favorite things that Google and Read&Write has done. But you're going to walk away today with a birthday party new bag of all of the tools, with all of the tutorials and handouts and guides and challenges to help you get going. So my first one here is I've got a little Google Doc. Just so you know, Read&Write for Chrome is free for teachers always. TextHelp offers that for all teachers. There is a subscription service for students, but I have to say in our school district, it's the best money we've ever spent, especially for the cost value added. It works with Google Docs, Google Slides, PDFs, web pages, you name it. Suddenly kids have access to their learning, and the extension follows you anytime, anywhere, on any Chrome browser. And so right here, I just have a sample paragraph that anonymous chipmunk is in me. By the way, just so you know, all you little chipmunks out there, this is anyone with a link can edit, because I was really scared whose computer I was on. So if you're in this right now, don't punk me. Canadians are nice, but what did we say? We don't like being pushed around. So this is going to be, don't edit this. I'm in here demoing for you. This was an emergency situation. Okay. What's going to happen is I have a lovely little paragraph here, and one of my first favorite things, and I'm already telling you this is not going to work because we didn't make it work before, what kids can do first and foremost is they can have that text read back to them. And so this reading part, for some reason, we've got all kinds of sound working with here. What I love is within Read&Write, you can also program what voice you're most comfortable with, gender, dialect, speed, all of that's completely programmable. Remember that kids, when they already have background knowledge of something, can listen to something a little faster. Maybe it's a bad day or something new they don't know, they can change that speed and change that voice. And yes, will they all make it sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks with a Latin accent? Probably, but then they'll put it back to what they need. One of my other favorite ones that I have here is we can do something called Vocabulary Builder. I find what happens is we spend a lot of time, especially in our social and our sciences, we get kids to, find the word, write the definition you want them to learn. And it is important. What I love about Google and Read&Write is we can make meaning instead. This isn't a can you print lesson. What kids can do on a Google Doc or anywhere online is they can go through and they can highlight specific words. Words maybe that they don't know what the word means, or maybe they're creating their own vocabulary study list. They can go through and highlight anything. What I can do now is I have something called Vocabulary Builder. When I click this, it's going to create for me a brand new Google Doc already saved in my drive with the dictionary definition, the picture widget that goes with it, and space for me to make meaning with notes instantly. For a kid that's struggling, Iron Man just put on his suit, right? And I feel like I should land on the stage. That's that moment. And that's what kids are feeling like in the classroom. Because when they would have sat there and struggled for days creating and defining and driving them through, got done. So now the power of Google and Notes, if you have not seen this yet, I can go ahead, I can voice type my notes right in here, say what I think that means. So if I pop down my Read&Write, I'm going to do a little voice typing. The Earth is the planet that we live on, period. I like to think that other planets have life on it, period. We have life because we're close to the sun, and we have oxygen and water on our planet, period. New line. I wonder what other planets have life on them, period. Voice typing works anywhere in Google Doc. What's really fantastic is students can also collaboratively work on this. I can share this with my counterparts, and I can say, actually, me and my friend Dane are going to be working on this together. But just so you know, if I'm working with my friend Dane on this, I'll just type him in. He's sitting here bright and early too. What will happen is Dane will not see my assistive technology open and working. It looks like I'm just working like everybody else. The other thing that I really love is that using what's built into Google, I can use the Explore tool. If you have not seen Explore, this is the boom inside of our Google Docs and our slides. Kids who struggle with executive functioning, tabs are going to kill them. They get lost. Right here, I've opened the power of Google inside my doc. I don't even have to leave it. And it's already scanned my document for what I might be looking for. But what I can also do is I could do another search. I could search Earth all on my own. And suddenly I can go ahead and I can pull over, perhaps I want to take this web page. And I'm going to say, yeah, I like this Wikipedia page. I'm just going to make sure that I have that note here. I'm going to take this image. Don't know if you ever tried to put something in a table, an image, and it goes, oh, not with Google. So I pull this over. It's going to resize it. It's going to make sure it fits in my table, doesn't mess it up. I can put that contextual image right in there. So already I'm seeing social and science transform for our students that are no longer being affected because they're struggling in English language arts. We can take and we can change that. Another thing that I really love, I'm going to switch gears here, is I want to talk to you a little bit about using the power of our voice, not just for typing, also for teacher feedback and students giving answers. There's something here called voice notes. We know that within Google Docs we can leave comments, but we also know that students who have text-based limitations, that text-based feedback is still limiting to them. How do we still engage with them in authentic, timely feedback? A really great start to your research. I love that you focus on the Earth and all of the important information about it. I'd really love for you to choose any other planet, one of the great 8 that we haven't chosen yet. I want you to tell me 3 more facts about it and include a table with images. I'm going to go ahead and insert that. And what's going to happen, I might pull the brakes, let this be a Wi-Fi space. This is going to insert a voice note on the side, just like the comments. But what's going to happen is it's going to have a play button. So now the student simply hits play. This is a really great start to your research. I love that you focus on the Earth and all. It's you, your voice, talking to that child with your enthusiasm. You get the context, they get to hear you, and they can also respond back with it. But let me tell you, teachers, because we know that it is very busy for us, our classrooms feels just as crammed as this some days. This is a teacher time saver. If you're happy to go through and do some marking and give some feedback to kids as well. So this is us, teachers, this is us cheating. Using that assistive technology to make our lives easier. Trust me, this is great for the kids too. You can also have a whole doc with questions. Your kids are now responding to those questions simply using the power of their voice. That's my top 4. Now, here's the thing. It is the tip of the iceberg of what Google and Read&Write can do together. And what I have for you to be able to go through this, just so you know, this is just a little image I want you to think about before I show you the goodie bag. When we give our kids a piece of paper in our classrooms, we're giving them a tool to demonstrate learning. When we give our kids a Google Doc, we're suddenly allowing them real-time collaboration. They're allowed to be able to use their voice, and they're allowed to save some time. They have language support for all of our English language learners who need translation. We have the power of version history and templates. They can use Google Keep for reminders and Google Drawings for visuals and that amazing Explore tool. And now when we add on Read&Write, we've completely made it so that there are no more barriers. Because now they have dictionaries, picture dictionaries, MP3 makers, screen masks. So when you put those 3 together, to me this almost looks like that tip of an iceberg. That's what hanging below that we have to make sure that we're using and helping our kids reach. So what I have for you today, and this picture is linked in the slides, just so you know. I know sometimes with new tools, we feel like we need to be expert. Can't do this with my kids because I'm not the expert yet. One of the things I encourage you, if you already have Read&Write in your district, you have Read&Write, okay, awesome. And if you don't, have a conversation. Have a conversation, because really, if you don't, then what do you have? That's the big question. What do you have then? I encourage you to pencil. Make sure that this is in the pencil case. Make sure that this is in the toolbox. And everybody knows how to use it. And if they want to, they can. And if they need to, they've got it. And if they don't, that's okay too. And so what this website will have for you, my friend Dane Sidonik is here, helped me make it, my other lovely Canadian counterpart. And what we did is we took the entire toolbar and we broke it down into an online course for you. And so when you go here and you go to the Talking Dictionary, it's going to tell you, this is what the tool does. Here's a tutorial video of how to use it. We give you a personal challenge. Make a copy of this doc. Try to do this in the classroom. And at the end of all of it, what you can do is there's a little training certificate, completely non-official. Means nothing other than your Canadian stamp of approval. But in your email inbox, you will get a gift from us Canadians to say, here you go, here's your certificate. What some teachers are doing is they're using these videos within their staff meetings, their PLC groups. They're using them for themselves to learn, but they're also showing the videos to the kids. Hey, by the way, this is how this works. Print is not dead, just so you know, on the site we also have all of the digital handouts, recommended hardware, troubleshooting. So if you did want to print off PDF guides to help you learn every single step of the way for how to use the quick reference guide, that's there as well. But mostly, what we need to think of when we're looking at this Google Read and Write for Chrome is not that it's just another shiny tool. We come to ISTE and we find a lot of amazing tools. And we're like, I want that. You know, it's like a little bit of like, ooh, that looks good, that looks good, that's look good. And we feel like we want these Oprah moments. What's really important is it's not just about us coming back with another shiny tool. It's about us remembering that it's really you in this room who came to ISTE. You in this room who came because you want to learn about technology to transform a child's life. And so you going back with Read and Write and being able to work with students and collaborate with them and empower them is actually the most important part. And so I really hope that you have a chance to use both Google and Read and Write to transform technology. Yes?
So our district has Read and Write,
yeah.
But I can't find the voice. Is there a place in there? Because I can't find it.
Okay, so let's take a little look at the toolbar here. It's just tucked in at the very end. If you're missing some tools, sometimes when there's an update, that little purple box is your super option box. And what it does, as soon as I go into my options, sometimes when they've done updates and they've shown different pieces, I need to go to features and make sure, do I have them all turned on? Okay. So why I love that part of the options is when I do have kids that maybe only need 3 of those tools and a little difficulty with choices, we go in and we turn the other ones off. And then we can have a customized toolbar for them. We can even change the order that you want things. Completely personalized assistive technology. Yes?
Do we do a literacy program where they give us consumables like that